Welcome back to another video, my friend. I'm Blake, and you're you, and this is a Syr Konrad bit of a combo deck in Explorer. This deck is definitely for you if you enjoy playing monocolored decks with cards that are actually really fun in Commander, but can be moved over to Explorer, like our star of the show here, Syr Konrad the Grim, a 5-mana 5/4 human knight. Whenever another creature dies, that is anyone's, not even our own, not just our opponent's, both, or a creature is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves our graveyard, Syr Konrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. So basically, anytime something dies, enters any graveyard, or leaves our graveyard, we get to deal 1 damage to an opponent. So this is the key core of the deck. We're trying to win with Syr Konrad by killing things, reanimating things, and milling. So let's see what all we have. Starting at the top end, we throw in a nice sacrifice package that just works perfectly with this deck. So we're going to run 4 Cauldron Familiar and 4 Witch's Oven. The cards are really good. They're played in a lot of decks. You're able to sacrifice the cat multiple times. Every turn you get a sacrifice and can bring it back. So that's incredible. And it also gets to leave our graveyard. So every time we do this, the Cauldron Familiar itself does 1 damage, and then Syr Konrad does 2. So that's incredible. Now that pairs super nicely with a card like Fatal Push. This is our main piece of removal for Fatal Push to destroy all the annoying things they could be doing. Our other sacrifice outlet is for Deadly Dispute. As an additional cast, we sacrifice an artifact or creature, so we can hit a food, we can hit a treasure, or any other creatures that are about to get killed. We get to draw 2 cards and create a treasure. Now also rounding out the bottom CMC here, we have a Shambling Ghast. It can help us ramp into a Syr Konrad, which can be a little difficult sometimes, but that's really nice getting to make that treasure, and sometimes it just blocks like it's a 2/2, so that's just a really nice start to this deck and good sacrifice fodder for our Deadly Dispute. We're running 2 Heartless Acts just to give us a little more removal, 2 Meathook Massacres just because it's one of the best cards you can be doing in black, and it does kill things, and it adds to our gain and drain combo pieces. Now at the 3-drop slot, we're just kind of running generically good cards, so we have 2 Ayara, First of the Locthwain. She is a 3-mana 2/3, and whenever another black creature enters the battlefield under our control, you guessed it, each opponent loses 1 life and we gain a life, and we can also sacrifice another black creature by tapping Ayara to draw a card. And then 2 Graveyard Trespasser, just because it's a really good generic black card. It can take care of our graveyard shenanigans of our opponents, which is super good, and it can actually help us make cards leave our own graveyard if we want to start exiling creatures out of our own graveyard to combo with Syr Konrad. And then just a couple little fun pieces at the top end. We have 2 Cauldron's Gift, which if at least 3 black mana was spent to cast a spell, we always will. We get to milk 4 cards, which is great, and we can return something from your graveyard to the battlefield. So the great targets for this are mostly Syr Konrad, because it's 5 mana for 5 mana, or another combo finisher card is the Lotleth Giant. This is just an uncommon, but he is insane. 7 mana 6/5, and when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent for each creature card in your graveyard. So this is the best target for Cauldron's Gift to really pop off and end the game, and then it also synergizes so well with Syr Konrad if we're reanimating this, because it's also going to do extra damage there. So the deck is extremely fun. It's quite good. Now let's get into some games and show you what this thing can do. Okay, taking a look here, we do have a Cauldron Familiar and then double Fatal Push. A little bit awkward, but getting into that turn 3 Ayara can really help smooth us out here. So especially on the draw, I'm willing to keep this 2-lander. I think that should be totally fine. And we are going to see what our opponent, Paranoid Devil, here has here for us. So also double Fatal Push will be super nice here in this early starter if they play something like a Llanowar Elf. So they're going to search for a basic land to be able to put in their hand. That's totally fine. That's not a great card to be playing. They are probably playing some energy deck. Now that is going to help our deck smooth out, or this draw smooth out very nicely. Getting on our cat combo super early to start the gain and drain combo synergies. Love these lands that they're playing though. I don't know which cycle that is, but those are beautiful. Love to see those. So let's see what kind of energy shenanigans our opponent is going here for. This will be an interesting deck to see. It is a new season, so we're in gold rank right now as we work our way up, and you get to see a lot of fun shenanigans when you're playing your way back up the ladder. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. It is new, so we should still be playing against pretty decent opponents. We finished our last season in Diamond, and so we should be, or maybe Platinum, one of the two. Diamond or Platinum, but we should still see some decent decks from our opponents today, and I'm excited to show off this very cool deck. Now let's see if our opponent is interested in playing, or if they're just going to make us wait this entire time while we wait. Not too much going on right now, unfortunately. Okay. Well, this might be an opponent not being here. We shall see. We're going to give him a turn to go, and if there's another big long pause, I'll just make a little cut and let you know what happens. Okay, jumping into our first game here. On the draw, 2 landers are totally fine to keep, I think, especially since we see some Shambling Ghast. Double Shambling Ghast can help us ramp into an early Syr Konrad. We've also got that Fatal Push, which is going to be perfect against this red deck, so that's fantastic. So we'll go ahead and put this down. I think Shambling Ghast is going to give us a great little blocker. And then next turn, we're prepared to Fatal Push any threat they have. The name of the game in this mono-red matchup will be simply to stabilize our board, not let them get too much damage too early, which should be no problem. Now the question is, do I leave a Shambling Ghast? I think we want the Shambling Ghast to get into combat here so that we can do a little -2 or -1/-1 to damage that. And then I think we'll just go with a second Shambling Ghast, hard for this red deck to play around, and then having a Fatal Push up in case they do put down something big, or even just hitting this Kumano itself might be fine. We're just trying to give ourselves as much time as possible so that we can start to turn on our life gain shenanigans. To Bolt, opponents can't gain life. We will want to take care of that. That is going to be a problem. Because we do want to be gaining some life. It's not a key tenet of our strategy, but it will be very important in this matchup. Let's see, we can actually double block both of these, so that's perfect. This is going to be a totally fine matchup for us. We're going to get to trade our 1/1s for their 1-drop and their 2-drop. But then we are in an unfortunate position, but we can also put down the Familiar and then Deadly Dispute it next turn. But I think clearing their board of as many attackers is possible. Oh, I missed a big important play there. I missed that when the etching flips, things get exiled instead. So that's a huge mistake that might cost me this game. We'll see if we can come back from that. We're not going to get to gain this life. That's extremely, extremely unfortunate. We are going to have to hold up this Deadly Dispute. Syr Konrad can put in a lot of work. Tibalt is going to cause some problems for us, though. So let's see if we can play around that huge mistake. I probably should have taken that damage last turn and then let the Etchings and the Pyromancer come at me the turn after, but huge misplay. Huge misplay. So let's see if we can play around that. So we're going to block right here. And then we're going to Deadly Dispute right here. Draw 2, make a treasure, put this down to 1 damage. 4th land is good. We again can go Familiar, Deadly Dispute, block whatever their biggest thing is, so that's nice. But this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one after missing that play. They're going to draw 2, which is fantastic for them. They're going to get an Alchemist down, which is fantastic for them. Alright, we've got to claw our way back here. That's not a bad way to do it, except we can't gain life at the moment. But it will become a nice attacker. But I think I want to guarantee that I can set up the Syr Konrad play, which I can do right now. Pretty hard for them to get around. I think we'll go into Konrad now. I think that's the play. He's a huge blocker, creates a lot of problems for the opponent. Now they can do something like attack into and shock, but we are making them spend their burn spells on Syr Konrad at that point, which is great. Now if they attack here, it'll be interesting to see what our best play is. Okay, they're going to skewer. And then they must have something else to do. They must gonna do some kind of double spell here. Unless they just misplayed, but they probably didn't. Still overall a decent trade for us. They had to 2-for-1 with those double skewers, so that's not bad. We really have burned them out of all their spells, so now if we can get any kind of life gain turned back on, we're kind of fine. So I think we'll go Graveyard Trespasser, and then Familiar as a nice blocker. I should have saved that for later because we can't gain life right now. But that's okay. We're super close to stabilizing. This is a big turn, depending on what they draw and if they have a creature to go into. And if we can get rid of Tibalt, then we can really do something. Their Devils are going to be a little tough to play around. But what we really need to do is get rid of this Tibalt. Okay, they are attacking in here. I think we have to do some blocks. We cannot take care of a Devil or it will create a kill here with the Trespasser. Unless they want to ward discard a card, but I still think we hold on to this Trespasser here. Okay, they are willing to go all out and discard their last Kumano. So another 2-for-1. If we can just get this life gain turned back on. They might have made a mistake there by allowing us to kill Tybalt, but it might be too late for us. So we have to get rid of this here.
New torches are needed.
And then we have to sacrifice and hope to draw something that can gain us some life. Okay, the Trespasser will gain us some life. So that is very good. They have no creatures right now, so we're going to have to hit one of our own familiars because I really want to gain that life. I think it's extremely important. And then, do we Fatal Push the Alchemist? Or do we Fatal Push the Hasty Kumano? What's going to be worse overall? This can only do one a turn. Big blocker. This is going to make things exile and die. We also might just need to save it for the Bone Crusher, but that's pretty risky. I think we save it for the Bone Crusher. I was thinking, okay, I think we save it for the Bone Crusher. That's the biggest threat right now. It's the only thing we can't block with the Trespasser. Okay, if they drew another burn spell to hit the Trespasser, we'd probably just lose. But we're going to see what they have anyway. Okay. I'm going to block right here. Pass. Okay. Ooh, we are at 2, so we can't even hit that. That is really unfortunate. I think our play at the moment is to hit the Alchemist after all. See if there's any way to weasel out of this. Syr Konrad's nice. Now, do we attack in here and gain 1? Put them under pressure, then they get around 2 blockers for free, so we can't do that. We've got to chill and hope they don't have burn. Well, I think they win no matter what. Yep, there we go. Alright, man, that one mistake early probably cost me. I think we could have gotten around that if I would have not forgotten that. Let's go ahead and try another game and see if we can pick it back up with this mono black deck. Okay, jumping into another game here. Shambling Ghast with a Heartless Act backup is fine. Let's keep it. Don't love seeing these two in the opening hand. These, especially the Lotleth Giant, is something we want to mill or discard, but I don't think we have any discard outlets in the deck, so that's going to be a little awkward being basically a dead card in hand. But double Shambling Ghast now into double Treasure could be a way that we help ourselves out. We're probably playing against control, but that's fine because we're going to be ready to play a slower game plan here anyway. So this will be an interesting matchup for sure. Another Cauldron's Gift, not great to see there. So we're just holding up a Heartless Act and saying go. Probably going to be running into 5 mana to Fairy. Let's see if this gets countered. It should, I'm guessing. Wow. They don't even have counter spells, so that's interesting. And then if they want to pass again, they're going to have to give us a 4/4. So that'll be great. We're kind of turning out fine. They're playing so slow. Portable Hole can only hit the Shambling Ghast, so that's good. Expecting to see 5 mana to Fairy, or maybe Wandering Emperor, and maybe Narset. So we will see what our opponent's interested in doing here. See if we can get an attack in. And even if they're not willing to flip our Graveyard Trespasser now, apparently we are. So that's great. And then if they kill it, we're just 1 mana away from bringing it right back. So the Cauldron's Gift will be kind of cool here. Let's see if they're willing to play any spells to dig themselves out of this. They're in an awkward position, I feel like. Okay. That'll do it. I'm actually considering killing my own Graveyard Trespasser here. No, we'll sit. Well, they could have 0 creatures. So I'm actually, because they probably have 0 creatures, I'm going to kill our own Graveyard Glutton. And then I'm actually, yeah, because I want to be able to reanimate it, and that was going to exile it. And then we get another one. Cool. And then we're just 1 mana away from reanimation. Awesome. Back on a pretty good pace here. Okay, this is exactly what we expected. Unless, yeah, we only get to do 1. It's going to live on 1 if they draw a card. Okay. They've probably got some counter spells. Okay, interesting. Perfect. Well, first, let's attack and see if they have anything they're trying to do right here. Let's knock this to Fairy down. 3 mana, there's probably not a lot. They probably will counter this, though. Surely. Do we have nothing in the graveyard? Well, that's good because actually somehow our other Graveyard Trespasser did get exiled, so they made a huge mistake after we made a huge mistake, so that's super interesting. Now this is where drawing these two really, really sucks. We really want to mill these. But this is going to be kind of rough to see if we can get out of this. Not a great showing for the deck so far. Maybe these are not... Maybe these are not in their place. Oh, it's because they exiled all graveyards. Wow, I'm so dumb. What a huge misplay. Alright, I guess let's go ahead and try to slap down this. See if they're interested in counting this 1-mana spell. If we draw 2 lands, we can at least get a big 6/5 down that does nothing else. Double Farewell is pretty rough. That's one of the worst cards this deck could go up against because it exiles your graveyard in addition to all your other important things. So that's pretty bad. And of course they've got the answer. Alright, I'm not even sure what we need to draw at this point. Getting a Syr Konrad out could be great. Ayara is a start, probably going to get countered. Okay, cool. They're at 10, so I mean, if we can get anything rolling, alright, I mean, that's going to be the game for sure. Good job, well done.
Oh.
Alright, jumping into a game here, we've got some early interaction in the Heartless Act, but no drops until 3 with Ayara. Going first, though, I think we can still stick with that. Let's see what happens. We can take care of their 2-drop with our Heartless Act if we need to, and I think this is totally fine for us to start with. See if our opponent Oshiro is interested in making a move here, taking their good, jolly old time. Okay, and here we go. Let's begin. Start with the swamp, passing, and seeing what can come of Game 3. Okay, looks like we're playing against potentially Gruul. This is great. We got the Fatal Push to get whatever this 2-drop is, so this should be totally fine. Love the artwork on these pathways. They're so fun, especially the red side there with like the bridges going between everything. Perfect. We're going to start with turn 3 Ayara. Get us some ping, some gain and drain damage down, and then we are just going to be rolling from there. Okay, this is the Bard class Legendaries Tribal. This deck's pretty nasty. I've not seen this deck splash black, though, so that could get super interesting. Unfortunately, not much to do right now with just a bunch of interaction and this huge Lotleth Giant in hand. So we'll see if we can curve something out and start getting some creatures on board. Not a great deck to be holding a bunch of interaction with because they're going to start cranking out a bunch of creatures pretty easily now. Luckily, we do have the Heartless Act, like I said. So that helps, except that the Heartless Act isn't going to do anything against any legendaries they play. So we're going to have to rely a lot on Fatal Push here, because Heartless Act is going to take a lot of... all of their things are going to end with creatures, so that's going to be unfortunate. Or with counters, so that's unfortunate. Okay, I guess we're just chilling here. Once again, weird spot here, not great. Luckily we haven't seen any legendaries. They can go for a 6-drop now, so that's going to be pretty insane. And that's not a good one to see, so that's pretty bad. Can't attack or block unless they get another creature. Bergie is another creature that we cannot do anything about. So this is going to be pretty rough. I don't see how we win this one, to be perfectly honest with you. We can Meathook for 3, but that's not good enough. This is all just bad. I don't even want to show this game. Nope. Okay, totally fine start here with the double Cauldron Familiar. Getting us started with a nice early blocker. Unfortunately, a little heavy on the end here. Lotleth Giant, now that I'm looking at it, potentially needs cut, or we need to add something that is a nice discard fodder for it, because you really only want to be reanimating it. You don't really get to play such a huge 7-drop, really ever. So we're going to see if we can curve out here nicely against this aggro red deck that we're going to see here. And hopefully we can make that happen, but right off the bat, not looking too good of a start for us for this matchup without having any great interaction ready to go. Just chilling, waiting for our opponent to do something here. Okay. Okay, Burning Tree is about the best 2-drop, followed up by about the best 1-drop in this deck, so I'm not sure we're going to be able to make it happen here. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Okay, that does help a lot, though. Being able to put up a repeatable blocker here is going to do a lot of work for us. Now, Kumano will cause a lot of problems next turn, so I don't exactly know what to do about that just now, but for now, I think we just chill here and wait this turn. We don't want the Familiar to die this turn, or it will get exiled, so that would be quite sad. So we can't let that happen. We have to let all the damage come through this turn, but then we get to turn on the Cat Cauldron, and that's going to be really, really good. Okay, another Burning Tree. So potentially we're going to see if they have anything to follow it up with. They do not have this Bone Crusher, so they need a 1-drop or a 2-drop. They might not have anything to go into here. That would be good. Firebrand is a good one to go into. He actually could ping down the Familiar. That's unfortunate. We will go ahead and at least make our food to get this cat, but then this cat gets exiled due to... Oh no, it didn't die to a source they control, so we're okay there. So that part is good. We're not going to be able to block, though, because they get to let those come through. But now we do get to bring this back, and hopefully we can stabilize. We're safe to bring it back on this turn, just because... Okay, excellent. This is great. We got a nice little blockable combo going here now. So I think we're going to be alright. We're going to be able to do some shenanigans here. We're going to be able to loop some things. We're going to be able to put a blocker in front of the biggest thing. And then if we can get Syr Konrad down, that's going to pair super nicely with the Familiar. And we're going to be able to do a lot of work there. So that's going to be great. Pass. 2 blockers. Block the big one. We're going to take 4, but we're also going to gain 2. Net gain 2. So that's great. So we'll sacrifice this. We'll bring in that. Great. Gonna take 4 whenever they allow us to do this. Okay, we're just chilling here. Our opponent is playing very slow. We can go ahead and just do this now. Perfect. We'll just go ahead and make sure they don't have a burn spell or something they're trying to slap down. They're probably just putting in a nice old Bone Crusher. Very good. We'll go ahead and sacrifice this now. And then because they could have a 1-mana kill spell available, we'll go ahead and leave a food up until our next turn. I think it's totally fine. So we will pass. That's not bad here, actually. We get down an Ayara. And then we get to bring in another black creature, which is going to gain and drain. I think we can actually stabilize here. This is going to be awesome. Now, we let the cat stay up. And Cauldron plus Oven plus Ayara is a great combo because it turns all these into gain 2, drain 2. So that's incredible. They're probably going to hit Ayara right now with the Chandra. That makes the most sense to me. Ooh, interesting. They could have -3'd to kill Ayara, but instead they want to draw a card. We get lucky and it's a mountain, so that's good. I think that's way, way better than what it could have been for us. So that's fantastic. So we're pretty sure this is not a spell, and they actually tapped out now, so we are safe to block the Burning Tree or the Etchings with Ayara if we wanted to. Okay, that's fine. We can stop this 4. And then we can sacrifice here. And then we can bring back our Familiar to gain 2, drain 2. Perfect. It's excellent for us. And then we'll do it one more time. And then they are tapped out, so we're safe to go ahead and bring it back now on this turn, giving us the option to attack just in case that would come up. And we end up at a higher life total than the beginning of combat, and that feels absolutely incredible. I don't see how they get around us now. Amazing. And we get Syr Konrad. This should probably be enough to end the game here, but let's go ahead and let the little combo happen. But Syr Konrad should do a lot of work. We'll do it in response to whatever they're trying to do, just to make sure we get the full maximum value. But I think this is going to be an awesome little synergistic combo here that we're going to get to actually pull off. It's going to be quite fun. Chandra's a great card. Oof. Well then, in that case, let's sacrifice Syr Konrad to Ayara, drawing a card, just to get max value. Lovely. That's a great card to get.
See ya.
And we can gain and drain twice, so we're going to gain a total of 4. They're going to lose 4, and we are set up for success. Interesting choice not to swing with everything. I guess they do want to leave a backup blocker to protect Chandra. Yeah, that makes more sense to me to send the whole team, I think. But we should still be okay. It was a calculated move when we decided to tap Ayara. We don't want to go to damage. We want to sacrifice the cat to do the thing. And then we will bring in the cat to drain. Surprised they didn't turn on the den. If they would have turned on the den, that would have been quite the attack they had here. Not gonna lie. Not going to lie to you, my friend. They're really thinking or getting frustrated, one of the two. Either way is, I guess, fine. Still feeling really good about this one. Especially bringing down another Witch's Oven next turn is going to be insane. Probably will, without a doubt, finish the combo off. Yeah, I believe we get to win on our next turn, especially if they're not able to kill Ayara. Let's leave that up just in case they have a burn spell to try to hit Ayara, then we'll do it in response to that. Play with fire, that's fine. And there's the game. I think that's going to be all for today. I don't have that much time. Thank you so much for joining me. If you made it all the way to the comments, to the end of this video, leave me a rock on emoji in the comments and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. Thank you for joining me, my friend. I'll see you in the next one.